Chaos begets chaos. That's why we can't stop thinking. You ever catch yourself just thinking nonstop and it's driving you crazy, giving you anxiety and stress? You just make up scenarios in your head, just constantly arguing with yourself over moments that have never happened and probably will never happen. And you're like, why can't I stop this? That's because chaos begets chaos. Every form of stimulation we constantly take in this world through, our visual line of sight into our brains is like a stimulant for your mind. It's all stimulant. You basically keep stimming your mind with everything we do, everything that we get caught in. Anything we watch on television or we listen, certain things we listen to, it's all stimulation. Social media, watching videos, it's all stimulation. So you keep jabbing your mind, and that's gonna keep you thinking. You're gonna keep going forever. So how do we stop the non-stop thinking? We got to remove the chaos. We got to stop prodding our minds. So how do we do that? We have to substitute the things that stimulate the mind with things that calm the mind. Music. Like, is your music serving you? Is it helping you calm the mind, or is it stimulating the mind? For instance, I don't really listen to much music anymore with lyrics so much occasionally as I do calming meditation type music. That's basically almost all I listen to. Healing frequencies. That's what I want to listen to. I'm tired of the voices. I'm tired of people singing in words, and you hear enough words, right, as we're living. I just like the soothing sounds. I don't need to hear anyone talk. I just want to calm the mind, right? So that's why I don't watch TV and movies either. I don't watch any TV or movies, and it just feels to me, from where I'm at, it feels like a waste of time because it's just stimulating the mind. It's going to be harder to calm the mind, especially the type of programming that they push on us the hardest, like violence, sex, greed, all the great stuff. Poisoning ourselves with food. Most of our entertainment is just one giant program trying to teach us, show us how to act, what to say, how to dress, what kind of goals that they're trying to program us to have certain goals, to live a certain way, to be in a certain mode of life as part of the prison society to keep us suppressed. It's all connected. It's just one big loop. No matter which way you go, you could say, all right, I'm going to trick it. This isn't part of it. I'm going to go this way. But guess what? You're going around the same loop no matter where you are. Everything's connected. So we have to remove the chaos, and we have to recognize what is being done to us on purpose. That's okay. It's part of the program. But we need to step back from it. Step back from taking in these aggravators. I call them, they're aggravators. They aggravate the mind. And so if we keep having a problem with the mind going too crazy, your thoughts, then we need to look at calming it. How do we stay present? We always bring it back to present. Always bring it back to the present moment. Or you can remind yourself to come back to the present moment, like, oh, I'm thinking too much. Mantra. I'm saying, Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. That's the Lord's Prayer. Fantastic book. It's called The Way of the Pilgrim. He repeats the Lord's Prayer nonstop. He takes praying nonstop, like it says in the Bible, to the max. That's what he does. Just praying nonstop. And he does it, and it's pretty crazy what happens to him. He gets in such a divine state, a constant present moment. That's the highest devotion to God, is completely surrendering so you can remain in the present moment, because you're saying, I trust you with it all. I don't need to worry, think, care, fear about anything. And guess what? That's when the divine works through you. This guy had lots of miracles happen to him while he said the prayer so much that he didn't even have to say it anymore. It was just constantly in his heart, but it was like he was saying it. And he had some pretty amazing experiences. And this is, I don't remember, this was the 1800s maybe? Some pretty miraculous experiments, quite a few, or situations. He would be out in the freezing cold in Russia. He's a pilgrim. He was just going from town to town. And he would say the Lord's Prayer, and he'd be warm. He'd be good. He's like, no, I haven't eaten in X amount of days, like a ton, like 14 days. Who knows what it was? And I would say the Lord's Prayer, and I was good. This dude saw miracles. He was very powerful, very divine, because staying present. It's the same thing with Ram Dass's guru, Maharaji. Ram Dass said he was always in the present moment, always. He wasn't thinking. So he was just the divine coming in hard. And that's why he could do all the miracles, and he knew everything that was going on all the time. He was omniscient, omnipresent, basically. You know what I mean? He knew what was in a closed envelope with a letter in it. He already knew it. He already knew everything that happened. Did not even do the, you know what I mean? He knew. He could be everywhere all the time because he was always present. That's why gurus like him who have these abilities and are just chilling all day doing nothing. They're not watching TV. They're basically meditating and basically in being in a completely as calm a state as possible, which is just like chilling, meditating, trying to stay present no matter what you do. That's what they're doing. They're not aggravating the mind. If they were constantly aggravating their mind and on their phone and this, that, and the other thing, they wouldn't be able to do that. They wouldn't be able to channel the divine as intently. That's why, again, coming back, so how do we stay in the present moment? We are fully involved with what we're doing and not trying to plan or think or do anything or judge the situation. We get caught constantly in judging situations and people, and that's just your brain. That's just caused by too much stimulation, because you think you just keep going. You have the ammunition to keep stimulating, so we have to remove that. That's why meditation is so important, and relaxing music, and taking a break from watching anything. Especially news is very stimulating to the brain. Thinking, you know what I mean? Social media, anything, movies, TVs, video games. Well, that's up to you. If you like to do it, you're gonna do it anyway. You're just nature running off. Remember, you're just nature running off. It doesn't even matter. We've never made a wrong decision. I think about this a lot. It's crazy. You've never made a bad choice. Like, man, I really should have done this instead of that. I would have made way more money. None of it matters. And you made the only decision you could have possibly made from where you were based on your conditioning and your chemistry. That's it. So whenever you start to feel bad about yourself, about a previous a version of yourself, it doesn't matter. You can relax, because you were not in control. You're just the observer anyway. We get caught in a game of emotions on this physical reality. So forgive yourself. Be merciful on yourself, on your previous self, because you couldn't have acted any other way. You couldn't have made any other choice than what you did, because that's the choice you made, because that's the only thing you could have done. That's the only thing you knew how to do. Right? The only thing we could possibly have done is made the decisions we made in the past, and you learn from them. Everything's a lesson. You are never going to be at any other job that you're at right now than the job you're at right now, because there's a reason you're at the job you're at right now, because you probably have some lessons to learn involving that job. It matches your vibration, which we can raise through purification and presence. The two main keys. It's all a loop. It all comes back to the same exact thing every time. What's my issue? I'm thinking too much. Why do we think so much? What's my issue? My emotions getting caught in this. Presence and purification. I need to stay present more. I'm having trouble staying present. Why? Taking in too many aggravators. Acidic foods, too much chaos is coming in. So it's going to be hard to calm the mind. Eventually you get to the point where you're just observing and none of the chaos even affects your mind. Because you're not judging it, you're just taking it all in. Namaste.